Most founders, they think being accessible is good for business. It's really not. Accessibility attracts volume and selectivity attracts quality. So when you signal that you work with everyone, lower tier clients see you as approachable and they reach out. But higher tier clients see you as a generalist and they just move on. Higher tier clients are skeptical because they've been pitched by 100 people and they've worked with consultants who overpromise and underdeliver. When they're evaluating you, they're asking, does this person actually understand my challenges? Or are they just trying to sell to basically anyone? They look at your positioning to determine that. So they're looking for a specialist, not a generalist. They're looking for people who have deep expertise in solving problems at their level. But when your positioning just says you work with everyone, they assume you don't specialize in anything particular. And here's another fact from a buyer psychology perspective. When you signal that you work with everyone, people just assume you're struggling to find clients, so you take whoever says yes. But selectivity signals confidence, whereas accessibility just signals desperation. So higher tier clients don't work with people who seem desperate. They work with people who seem confident, selective, and in demand. So if you position yourself as someone who works with everyone, you're abundant. Anyone can hire you. There's no scarcity. There's no exclusivity. That makes you feel commoditized. If you position yourself, however, as someone who only works with a specific type of clients, you're scarce. Not everyone qualifies. There's exclusivity. There's a filtering process that makes your work feel more premium. So higher tier clients are drawn to premium positioning because they've learned that cheap and accessible usually means low quality. And they're actually willing to pay more for someone who's selective because selectivity implies quality. When we talk about this premium positioning, lower tier prospects self-select out because they know it's not for them. They don't waste your time with discovery calls, they just move on. However, higher tier prospects engage more because they see positioning that matches their level. They think this person works with people like me. They probably understand the challenges I'm facing as well. And here's a key distinction. Selective positioning isn't about being arrogant or thinking you're better than others. It's about being focused. You're not saying you're too good for most clients. You're saying you specialize in a specific area or a specific type of client because that's where you can deliver the best results. That's not an ego move. That's clarity. So selective positioning really, changes your business. You get fewer inquiries, but they're higher quality. Instead of, 10 discovery calls with random people, you possibly get just 2 calls, but they are with your ideal clients. You close at a higher rate because people reaching out have already qualified themselves. They saw your positioning, they decided they fit, and they're reaching out or they're engaging back with your messages because they think you're the right person for them. So you're not convincing them, they're already convinced. And of course, you can charge higher prices because selective positioning creates premium perception. People are willing to pay more for specialists than generalists. And it's not just the headline where we show this positioning, it should reflect throughout your profile. So case studies, testimonials, all of it, any resources, any content that you post should reinforce your selective positioning. Nothing should be generic and appeal to the masses. That tonality, that brand voice is the proof that makes your selectivity credible. I know the hard part about all of this is you just feel like you're turning down revenue, but saying yes or attracting, wrong fit clients in your pipeline just dilutes your entire, flow of leads that are coming in. And that just creates problem down the line. Every wrong fit client is a distraction from finding the right fit ones. But when you say no to wrong fit clients, you create space for the right ones. And here's how that compounds over time. Your positioning becomes known. People know exactly who you work with, and they also refer the right people to you. Your case studies all match your ideal profile. So when someone evaluates you, they see consistency and they trust that you specialize. So your pricing increases as well, like I said, because you've positioned yourself as a specialist. So you're not competing on price anymore. You're competing on expertise. And that's exactly how you build a personal brand around a business with clients you actually want to work with.